morning. Well, good morning, dear friends. It is relatively early here in my rather disorganized home office. And we're talking about morning stuff. And I'm guessing that you're here watching this video because you wish that you were a morning person. If you're already a morning person and you wake up early, then why are you watching this video, you know? I mean, besides my intriguing face.
Dear God, it's beautiful.
But maybe you're watching this video because you wish that you were a morning person. You wish that you woke up earlier. You wish that you had that morning routine and you did those things that that person online does. Let's talk about that. So here is my guide from me to you, from one morning person to another, on how to wake up earlier. Firstly, you need a reason. You need a really clear reason on why you should be waking up earlier, because waking up earlier is not necessarily going to make your life better. You might just be tired. You need your own reason. Oh, baby's awake. I'll be right back. I guess she's not really a baby anymore. Look, honey, you're in the video. Say hello. Say cool. Oh, sleepy baby. So as I was saying, you need a really clear reason for why you want to wake up, because any major lifestyle change that you make like that's going to impact your daily life takes conscious effort, and it takes reorganizing of your life and reprioritizing and doing things you haven't done before and not doing things that you've done before. So if you don't have a clear reason on why you should be waking up earlier, it's not going to happen, and you're not going to enjoy it even if it does happen. So you need to ask yourself, you need to get kiss for daddy. So you need to ask yourself, you need to ask God, why do I want to wake up earlier? It might be that there's a completely valid reason. It might be that you need to get your secret place back, your prayer life with God straight again. And that's the only time of the day that you have it. It might be that, it's the time of the day when you're able to improve your health, whatever it is. But you might not. Honestly, you might not be the best off waking up earlier if it's not the life that God has for you, at least in this season. So get clear on what it is that you want and why it is that you want it. I was not always a morning person. I really wasn't. It was only once the first one of these little lovely thingies, lovely creatures. Only once the first one of these guys woke up, and I was running a business, and I was very busy, and I had also started pastoring, that I realized that this is the only way that I can have a fulfilling life in God, a fulfilling spiritual life, and have time to pray, and have time to read the Bible, and have time to also take care of my health, because that was the only window in the day. I go to work, I'm away for 10 to 12 hours. I come back, I'm in dad mode. My wife was not in excellent health at the time, so I was super hands-on with our child whenever I was home. And I just realized, man, I care about Jesus too much. I care about my health too much to not be making time for that. And that's how it happened. That's how I became a morning person. It was nothing fancy or complicated, or I didn't have some epic aha moment. It was just, I need God in my life, and I want my health straight. So I'm going to change some stuff in my life and become one of those people, those weird people who wakes up early in the morning pretty much every day. Yeah, it's you. Oh my goodness. But that brings me to my second point. And that is that the goal itself isn't to just set an alarm and wake up earlier. That is not the point. Because the thing is, you don't just add early mornings to your life. You don't just add an early alarm. It takes up space in your life. Something has to be subtracted. Like some years ago, this would have been like 6 years ago or so, I had the goal, I had actually written it down on learn to function with 6 hours of sleep.
I'm pretty tired.
And I'm like, looking back, like, that is such a stupid goal. Like, my life was just so hurried and chaotic and cluttered, and I was trying to do more than I can, and I was overextended constantly, that I was just trying to add early mornings into my life so that I could do it all. But guess what? You cannot do it all. And this is a gift. You cannot do it all. You cannot wake up early and go to bed late, because that's Psalm 127 for you. It is completely pointless to rise early in the morning and go late to sleep, only to eat the bread of anxious toil, because God gives to his beloved even as they sleep. Or God gives to his beloved sleep. So are you the beloved of God? Then stop trying to wake up early and go to sleep late as though you can do it all because you're so anxious of your life that you're just trying to get everything done. It doesn't work. When you decide to start waking up earlier, something has to be subtracted from your life. And it is a real change that you have to make. The goal is not to wake up earlier by sleeping less. The goal then becomes, guess what it is, baby? Guess what it is, honey? Getting to bed earlier. Wow.
That's a very pretty point.
I gotta keep it down because the rest of the guys are still asleep. So the journey to becoming a morning person is really about becoming a person who goes to bed early. And my first question is that what you really want? Because a person who wakes up early, they're not, scrolling Instagram for 3 hours in the night. They're not watching that show that everybody else is watching. They're not going to all the parties that everybody else is going to. They're not doing all the things. They're not seeing all the friends. It's a very, very different kind of life. And you got to be honest with you if that's the life that you want, which is why, again, you need a solid reason for this thing. And as you set the goal of getting to bed earlier, you realize that this isn't an issue of setting an alarm and being able to get out of bed and using discipline in the morning to get out of bed. Yes, sometimes you need that. But I don't even have an alarm.
Oh my God. What?
The real discipline is being able to lead yourself well in the afternoons and the evenings and be intentional enough to get to bed early enough to wake up early. That's what this is really about. It's about cleaning up after yourself as soon as you're done with dinner. It's about having a shower or doing your evening routines or whatever well before you ever feel like it, because you want to get to bed earlier because you have a reason and a vision for waking up early the next day. So again, my advice is do not set your wake up alarm. You can do it once just to get yourself kind of primed by getting tired. But do not think about setting early wake-up alarms, but rather, here's a novel concept. Set a bedtime reminder. Go back in here for a bit just so we don't wake everybody up. So once you do set your bedtime alarm and you get your butt to bed early as you know that you should, and you wake up at 5:15 in the morning or whatever it is, obviously there are a lot of things that you can do to make your morning amazing and to enjoy the experience of being a morning person so that you don't just wake up and feel exhausted for the first 90 minutes of the day.
I immediately regret this decision.
I showed you guys a little bit of what I do on most mornings. And I mean, morning routines are great because the goal is to make the right choices as frictionless as possible. When you make the right choices almost automatic by creating systems that just cause you to bump into them, then you end up doing a lot of the things that used to be hard and require a lot of discipline for you almost by accident. For instance, like right now, I'm not in a season where I do like a bunch of mobility in the morning, but when I am in a season where I do a bunch of mobility in the morning, guess what I do? I leave the exercise mat in the middle of the living room where I do my mobility. And when I wake up in the morning, guess what I bump into? I literally walk right over it. And there it is. And I just jump on it And I do my mobility thing. It's pretty straightforward. The goal, again, is not to just do a bunch of stuff because you saw somebody on YouTube do it and you think that you should to be a better person and then God will love you and your life will be great. No, you need a clear reason on why this matters to you, and they need to be things that really matter to you. And that's the joy set before you that helps you do hard things. When you have a great reason, when you see the joy of getting to do things that matter to you, that make your life better, that improve your relationship with God and with yourself and with your family, and you're able to make space and time for those things and have more energy in the day because you're living well, you're making those right disciplined choices. That's what really makes this thing worth it. That's what brings joy and power and energy into this whole process. Don't just try and become a morning person because you should. No, become a morning person because it enables you to make time for the things that really matter to you and improve your quality of life and just cause you to serve better by being a powerful saint. And I guess that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.